Testing. Now we're clear. All right, what's up, everyone? It's me, your boy. The one who rules over the bottom feeders of the ocean or whatever. I'm not actually 100% clear on that. I've never been to the ocean. The professor won't let me go. He says I'm not ready yet. Also, I haven't seen the professor in months. We still don't know what happened to him. Anyway, it's an art day, so that means that we've got a one moment. Let me turn on the computer here. Yeah, let's go. Okay. So while we're here, while we're having this fun little discussion about this, before we get started, let me empty my recycle bin here off screen for y'all. So I have managed to get a lot of work done the past couple days on getting this computer. We don't need that anymore. What is this? Is that an emulator? I don't remember. Anyway, so I've been doing a lot of work to get the this computer up and ready to go so that it can kind of start to serve as the primary workstation. So we've got DaVinci Resolves updated. I've got ZBrush on here 2022 because in order to get 2023 or later, you got to pay a subscription model, and that ain't happening. Got Houdini installed. I got Unreal Engine 5 back on here. I still need to put 4.27 back on this one because I want to have a version of both engines because there's different things I can do with different software in each version. Like Unreal 4 will let me do some virtual production stuff with Steam VR that is deprecated in Unreal 5. There's probably still a way to do it. I just don't know how yet. But if I can get the Steam VR stuff working, then I can probably use my Kinect and a couple Wii remotes in order to like make a virtual production rig. Not that I have enough room in this room that I'm in right now in order to pull that off. I'll need a bigger space. I've like injured my tongue or something. But anyway, so yeah, we got that on here. I think I forgot to install the latest version of Godot that's C++ or C# compatible on here, but that's a simple one. Let's see, what else did I? Oh yeah, a bunch of stuff over Steam. It's filtered as just software. Also, I've been uninstalling a bunch of games. So I'm probably not going to be using Substance Painter much anymore. There's a replacement piece of software for it that I keep forgetting the name of. Obviously, we got Blender. I'm trying to learn some pixel art stuff. So we got Aseprite, and then once we get that down, I've got these programs here, which are like pixel art based VFX programs. I think most of them can have their features combined into this thing. Spriter, this piece of software is very similar to Moho, except it's like actually geared towards video games. This is an old version of Marmoset, but it's all I got. I think I used to do streams in this program, but it's kind of a cool piece of software. It's just not super duper powerful. It like these are both voxel editing programs, 3D Coat and Cubicle. But this one much more for that like blocky effect, and this one is full on sculpting software. In fact, because this one, as far as I know, is still giving me free updates whenever they have them, then I'm probably going to use this more than I use ZBrush, although I have both programs. The Blender is what I'm going to do most of my 3D work in because, you know, it's Blender. It's the thing. Anyway, so we're not quite there yet, but we're getting close. Then we got Reaper. I've got... Why is this even a thing? Yes, we always want it to load in English. I don't know why it's asking me that. I've got a license for this. I just haven't figured out how to get the key on this computer. I can't just like log in using this screen. But that's fine. I'll just have to find the email. But anyway, so we've got the new versions of Affinity on this computer finally. And yeah, I'm still missing FL Studio, so I don't have Fruity Loops on here yet. We'll worry about that eventually. We'll get there. I don't know why I still have GIMP. I've literally not used GIMP for anything for years. Oh yeah, I got Microsoft Word on here. That's important, obviously. PowerPoint. I don't know why I have Publisher. I don't actually have a license to use Publisher. But that's fine. Let's see. There's Moho. That's what I wanted. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Last time we left off, let me pull up where we were. We were in the alerts. We've got this following animation for, we haven't done anything for subscription. What do we do? Raids. We got the raid thing where we get these tentacles kind of coming out off screen, because I couldn't think of anything else for raids, and I needed to learn how to do this kind of effect for a video that I'm hoping to make. Like right now, I'm just kind of having fun making up the lore as I go, but I do want to actually like do an animated video of Umammer's origin story, and by that I mean myself. I want to make a video of my origin story because I think that would be fun. So the other thing that we need, stream elements. I don't have any stream elements things. At least not yet. I don't think I'm gonna need them, because like I've got stream elements set up so that I can use the bot, but I don't know. I might, and my chat box is from Stream Elements, but I might actually switch to Streamlabs. I'm gonna have to create a new account because my old account was linked to the old username, and I had so many settings in there that I would rather just like delete the thing and restart from scratch. It would be easier than trying to clean it all up. But yeah. So let's see. We've still got, among the things that I will need, we'll need a cheering effect probably. This one's not bad, but like I want something else, you know? I want my own thing. And then subscriptions. This one comes with 3 subscriptions. So we've got Prime subscription, resubscription. I'm not sure I really care all that much about creating a unique resub effect, at least not, you know, up front. And I also don't know that we necessarily need a like dedicated Prime sub thing. It's just I think we could delete these actually. I don't know how to do that. But yeah, if we go in here, let's say months subscribed at least one. And then I guess maybe there's value in having the resubscription thing. I just don't think it needs like its own setting. You know? Like we'll have these be basically the same. And then like I said, I don't think Prime Sub needs its own special thing. I would like to just, yeah, okay, here, there is a delete variant button. Perfect. So, I don't know, that might be a thing to work on today, and then obviously this isn't going to come into play until I get my 3 viewers per, my average of 3 viewers per stream. So we're not going to worry about gifted subscriptions then, at least until later. So I think subscription would be a good one to work on, and then cheering. Cheering might actually be more valuable to focus on. I'm not sure. Obviously, Ko-fi is going to do its own thing. And then I don't know if there's anything. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the some of this stuff that I don't think we're gonna use. Well, we'll use that, but you know, I don't need it yet, so. Goals. We don't have access to goals yet, I don't think. Actually, do we? Because if we have goals, then I don't think I get goals until I'm affiliate. We're not using crowd control. Throne kind of has its own thing. I'll probably want to make something special for that eventually. I don't know. Let's start with the cheer. Because like, okay, my line of thinking is like I could do like the stream elements, you know, or stream labs, whatever, and that whatever it ends up being, I could do it that way, but like. I don't know. It's not. I'm not sure it's that important, you know? Sorry, kind of thirsty. Like my thinking is like I don't want to like do something if there's like not a better way to do it somewhere somehow some other way, you know? So like I don't know, like the bits bits and subscriptions you get, there's like clear incentives on the site to use those, right? So like you automatically get something out of that. Um and if I do if I do um the Ko-fi thing, I probably won't keep once I get, if I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but like I want it to be like, if you're gonna do it, then there should at least be something, of value returned to you. So like, rather than focus efforts on like posting donations through Twitch, or money tips whatever through Twitch. If you're gonna do it that way, then you should get something on the stream. But like, uh, and if you donate through Ko-fi, we got the thing so that you get an alert on stream. That's cool. But like, everyone knows that the best way to support your streamer is directly, if all you care about is support. But even then, like, I have a Patreon. Like, the best thing you could do is donate over there, and then you'll get access to like the VIP and the server and whatnot. So I'm kind of rambling. Let's open up our guy here. Here he is. It's our guy. It's a simplified version of me. I'm actually a little taller than him. We got the same face though. But the point is, we need him to do something for us. And I think actually for this, I kind of want to go into a different piece of software. Because, like, one moment, Twitch has this kind of aesthetic for the bit, right? It it honestly looks kind of like the the Ethereum logo. I It looks a lot like they just kind of stole the design from a Twitch bit. Which is fitting. It's not like those people are original. They're just, trying to get away with white collar crime. But um so yeah, I think the 100-bit icon, which is what, $1, that's like the most well-known one, I think. So I think we'll make that, and it's a fairly simple shape. It's what is that? A pyramid with the bottom, like, you know what I mean. You can't see what my hands are doing, but it's a pyramid with the pointy bottom. So not really a pyramid. It's more of like an ice cream cone shape. If it was a geometric ice cream cone and also upside down, I make perfect sense. Anyway, what I'm thinking is, since it's kind of a 3D shape, or at least implied to be a 3D shape, maybe the best thing to do is to make it in Blender. Because this is not going to take too long, I don't think. We've just got to make it in here and then color it, and then I can export it as an OBJ and open it in Moho Studio. And it's going to be a pain to work with in there, but we can do that. So let's delete all the default objects, add a cone, then come into the settings and change this down to 4, And now we got a nice little pyramid. So now we're already halfway there. It's been forever since I've used Blender with like the default like settings. I've had this I've had this programmed on the other computer to the Maya bindings, but because that's how I learned in college. But actually, we need to select everything. Um, where's the? Well, heck. Okay, I'm gonna. Nope. Okay. Let's see if I can't remember how to do this. There might be something on the main screen. Nope. It's gonna be in. Preferences. Resolution scale, that's fine. Um, themes, user interface, nope. I think I messed up. I think I was supposed to do it on my first first time opening the program, and I missed it. So I don't know how to do a lot of stuff actually with the default interface, the standard Blender interface. Let's say triangle fan. Is that? Yes, okay, that gives me exactly what I was wanting to do before, I think. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to select just this point. And I'm going to drag it down to about like that. It's pretty close. I think this needs to... No, that's about right, actually. I think you need to be... There, that's pretty good. Yep, okay. Let's go ahead and save this in here as TwitchBit. And then we're going to go up here, exports. We've got this object option wavefronts, but actually I'm not done in here yet. There is one more thing I need to do, and that's come down to the material editor. And we are going to create a new material. Any second now. Any second now. Or maybe the program's just going to crash. We'll see. Yeah, it looks like we've crashed. Okay. Let's try this again. Is it really just not going to let me make them? Is it because I've only got the point selected? Well, this is embarrassing. For Blender, anyway. This is a pretty good computer. I don't know why it's struggling. Okay. Well, selecting a different number of things. Has made a bit of a difference. So let's load material pre. Are you about to crash again? What the hell is going on? Okay. So let's go ahead and where's my window here? This goes away if I, okay. I'm gonna put this over on the other screen. Let's try this again. So our first color it's not gonna let me select off the software. That's really inconvenient. Oh no, let me look up the Twitch purple hex code. Okay, so here's what I found basically. So this is the original, so I'm going to copy it. Then we're going to come in here. And look at that. Now the whole thing is purple. But we're not done yet. Now what I want to do is hit assign. And then I'm actually going to create a new material. And we're going to take this lighter color here. Just want to copy it. Then and we're going to select the bottom half. And I'm going to hit assign. Now if I go back into object mode, it assigned the whole thing. points assigned, and then go back up here. Because technically I never assigned these points, so... Oh hey, I have a save incremental button now. They may have had that for a while, I'm not sure. I don't think it was there the last time I used this though. But anyway, now that we have all that, let me go back to object mode. And export a wavefront. And we are going to make sure that we include selection only. And export. Now I can come in here to the file, this thing, and there it is, twitchbit.obj, and hopefully, if all is well, I should be able to come over here and import. Now that's a lot darker than I wanted it to be, but is there anything I can do about that, I wonder? I might just have to give it a brighter color in the software, or in Blender. Let's leave it at tune. Am I frozen, or what's going on here? Why can I not change the shading color? Okay, that's only in that mode. I would really like to, brighten this up, though. Okay, if I change this to a U and then come in here and make this white. And change this back to none. Okay, actually none looks a bit better. I've done this before, but it's not really the best tool set. Also, I'm not used to things coming in looking this dark. That's kind of a new one. Okay, so it's this one right here. This is what we what we want. What is this layer? Rotate layer XY, perfect. Let's reset view, go back into here, actually, reset U2. We want to put this in here about yay big, and then we're going to take a mammer here. I actually want to scale him up. You know, actually what we're going to do is I'm going to it's probably not smart to store all of these on one file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file. I am going to Can I duplicate? No. I know there's a way to like move stuff between projects, but I don't remember what it is. Yeah, let's just try this. I'm going to close this real quick. Oh, so we don't need you. Where are you? Let's just import the project. But the only thing we actually want to insert is the boy himself. I kind of want to make him bigger because I've got this. Okay, so what I'm thinking is... No, that's not what I want. What I want to do... Nope. Okay, yes, but no. That's too extreme. Actually, I think I'm leaning him the wrong way. Now, what I'm trying to do is give the impression that you're looking on him from below. So I guess we need to go I was going the right way before. Except the thing that I don't like about this is that it's... Why do those not come with me? Whatever. Okay, so that now we're kind of getting somewhere. Okay, I think maybe this is what I'm trying. So if I make him a little taller along that way first, and then we shear him. Nope, wrong way. Okay, well, we're getting somewhere. This is still not really what I had in mind. Maybe this is too extreme. This is not like... Okay, I think we need to scrap this idea. I think we need to take the simplified character design, which is... oh man, we're simplified. Where are you? I think we need to work starting with this one. And then is it... Maybe you should do this in... I think the easiest way to do this is going to be an Affinity Photo, actually. So no, I still need to do this. There's still one thing in here I need to do. We need to take our simplified design and put the slime lines back in it. I'm not really worried about it not being usable in the older version. Let's save that, because we've already got our guy set up in Moho, so we don't really need this one to have it anymore, you know what I mean? Anyway, so let's go ahead and make we'll start with 1080p. And then in this version, we have to go into where is document setup. Oh. It actually just has a button for making the background transparent. That's nice, that I don't have to go digging for it. Unlike in Affinity Designer. Alright. So what I should be able to do now is kind of select these 2 points and then Now the challenge with doing it this way, now it's going to be better to do this in Affinity Designer. I just remembered why I couldn't do it that way before, even though it would have been easier. So okay, we're gonna manipulate our base here. No, I know what we got to do. Okay. We're just going to open the document in Affinity Photo, and that way we'll get our layer structure preserved. I'm remembering how to do this now. So we come in here to do this, and then this time we can kind of select all this stuff, and we'll go back to the Mesh Warp tool. We'll do that the same way. I've got a concept of how I did this before. Where is it? One moment. I may have sent it to someone. Because there's something I did before that I kind of want to replicate here. So if I can find the person I sent the concept art to. Here we go. It's just like a screenshot of a document. But that's fine. Gives me what I wanted to work with. Put that at about 50. No, the shape's not exactly the same. We want to get pretty close here. Actually, wait, no. That's right. The manipulations I did kind of, that's what I'm wanting to replicate. Kind of this body shape here. Okay, now that you're in place, let's put you behind. Maybe center it a little better. There we go. So let's see. Am I not manipulating all the layers at the same time? No. Huh. Oh crap, doing that. Okay. So how did I do this one before? Because I needed to be able to move the eyes. Whatever. Let's start with putting the eyes in position. Maybe that'll... Why can I not move them? Let's unlock those. No, I don't want the whole eye. I just want the... There we go. Now it should be fine if that gets rasterized. And that's pretty good. And then we're going to not save this, because all we wanted was this. Now, we have what I want, basically. I can go back into Moho, and I'm actually going to try and warp now using... Where is he? Please open in the software. Thank you. So we'll size that down to the size of the frame here. Now let's import Where is he? Import our Moho file, and all we really want is the simplified. Let's try and size similarly. So we're not going to get it exact, obviously, but I kind of want to get as close as possible. So yeah, that gives us our head in kind of the right position. Now, something like that, yeah. I still, okay. I'm going to delete and re-import this. I think the end result there looks a lot better than what we've got right now with this, which is good. But it just occurred to me that I actually want I want the default shape to kind of be more or less preserved up front. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to come out to frame 24 here. And then we're going to kind of scale this guy to position. I should really rig the mustache to its own set of bones. At least the handlebars. Maybe eventually. Nope, I just went low. There we go. So now there's something I can do in here. You just got to remember how. So rather than smooth, we have Bezier. Let's do ease in and out. So if we no, bounce is the wrong. Is it elastic that I'm thinking of? Because what I'm thinking is if we can do this right, okay, I've reached the end of my undo history. How do I... I'm just going to delete these frames and start again. Okay. There we go. And why do you still have this? Okay, I've screwed something up here, but looks like it's not really affecting the end result. So right now these are set to linear. I want them to be ease in and out. There should be a way to like edit this, but do I have to set them to Bezier? Step? The what is the thing? I'm kind of getting frustrated with this, not gonna lie. Because there's supposed to be a way that I can manually adjust the the information on the motion graph. But why am I not seeing it? I'm not getting my handles. What? This doesn't make any sense. Why can't I edit the? Because if it's set to Bezier, it should be. I should have handles. So why don't I have my handles? Okay, I guess the only thing I can do is just do. Do it manually, which is just, it's not going to look as good. Whatever. I've got nothing else, so until I can figure out why the hell this program is not doing what I want it to, This is what we're stuck with. All right, let's see how that looks. It's you that I want. And we gotta do the same thing with the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off this reference layer. We're done with it. Oh yeah, I forgot about the mustache. Actually, you know what? I think we got one more thing to do here on the main layer. Let's start you off. And I might need to stretch this back out after doing this, but let's start you off lower. And let's actually start you out of frame, I think. Will be the what if we stretch this out then to 18 seconds or 18 frames? No, it needs to be fast because it's not even the main point. So we want this to last like 72 frames. And so that'll be a nice 3-second animation. And now what we want is to create a looping animation of, whoops, wrong screen. Not that it matters. Of the bit. So we got our bit. And can I size you down? Thank you. Have it come in right there. Let's make it a little bigger. I think if we do none on the shading, it actually looks better. Oh, my bad. That's actually, there we go. Now that's our starting. So now what we need to do is come in here, and it should be possible to animate the opacity. So at frame 1, we want it to be at 0 opacity. Frame 20. So we had this end at frame 12, so let's set the opacity back to 100% by then. Why didn't that animate? One moment. Okay, so animated layer effects. Let's try this again. And yes, that did it. So now let's come back up here, set the opacity back to 100% by this point. And actually, I don't think we want this to fully fade in and start fading in until we are okay, so well, that's inconvenient. Okay. Well, new plan. I'm just going to animate this over here, render it out as a video. It only needs to be 24 frames long. Since it's going to loop, and we want this to be a linear animation. So at frame 1, let's see, yes. And then over here, it needs to be 360. And if I'm right, that looks a lot faster than I want. I think, you know what? Let's slow it down. I wanted this thing to be 72 frames long. Let's... And actually, you know what? Again, there we go. Let's see, so... And let's put our final frame right there. Okay, now we can move this back to its position. So now what we need to do is turn motion blur on. No, I don't think we want a motion blur effect for this one. So let's export animation. And we're going to do this as the PNG alpha. We'll render it at full frame rate. And that's not going to load correctly, but that's fine because we're wanting to use it over here. Gotta remember to import on frame 0. Now let's put this in position. Actually, we do want this to start here, kinda. Oh, I messed up. I do need this to be 72 frames long. Because I need to be able to do a fade in with it. Alright, now let's come in here and animated effects, frame 0, opacity is 0. Then by frame 18, we want this to be visible. Why did it not save the... Okay, now it's keying. Okay, good. Okay, I know what I don't like about this. I think by the end, your body still needs to be... All right. And we're going to do the same thing for this. Make you a PNG Pro Alpha. I kind of wonder if this would be improved by motion blur. So let's go back to this bone layer and just turn that on and see what we think. I'm going to turn this down to 10 though. That actually looks real bad. I think, one moment. Let's turn off subframe, because I think that was the issue before with, when we did it with the heart. And then I'm going to come back in here, project settings, and we're going to just grab the color of the body again, save, and let's, one moment, I can do export with previous settings. And this will take a while to render, but that's okay. That looks a little better, actually. Motion blur is usually the difference between a amateurish and professional looking animation. Although in this case, I don't think there's anything saving this one. It's just gonna get me through. It doesn't look too bad, though, you know, all things considered. At least I don't think so. And it's nothing like these. And it doesn't fix everything. I'm not really sure what to do for a sub. For gifted subs, I think it's pretty simple. We make a birthday present box, and I come out of the box, right? Or a cake. Or what if I'm the cake? That could be a good gifted sub effect. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Anyway. Let's see, how are we doing? Yeah, I kind of wonder if instead of having a complex animation like these for the gifted, what if I just made myself into a cake? Like I just take the facial elements, put them on top of a cake, and color the cake blue and orange or blue and yellow like my body. I think it would work. Animate Easy GIF is the name of the site. So video to GIF, upload on Bits. I promise by like at some point here soon, I'm gonna have a music thing set up. I've got the plugin installed in OBS. I've just not had time to like get music into it, you know? That's going to be a thing hopefully I have time to work on later this week, although I've got a pretty packed schedule this week. I've got a project to finish up on behalf of a paying client who is very late getting me information, which I need the information in order to get the project done, which whatever. I've got everything now, so we just need to get the final thing and then I can finish this up, and I hope to have that done this week if possible. And then I've got podcast episodes to edit, and then we'll be golden. We'll be Persona 4 golden. And after that, maybe I'll have more energy to do more creative stuff. I need to start like thinking up like good arts challenges for myself. Like obviously, we're gonna be working on a game in Godot with my friend. Um, I think I can make this smoother because I think the last ones we did were. I actually hate the motion blur. Why are you telling me this? Also, is it true that Skype is running? I don't even want Skype on this computer. It is not running. The thing lied. All right, anyway, let's go over here. Let's get to work uploading stuff. And let's see how this looks. Well, let me close all this out so we have a more neutral. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna pretend this is a just chatting segment now. And oh, we've been chatting. We're chatting about stuff. We're chatting about who knows what. We're having so much fun just chatting together. Blah blah blah. And
I'm gonna make them alerts they can't refuse.
okay, you know, on the little screen there, it doesn't look too bad. It's not as great as I would have wanted, but okay. Um, let's reduce this to like 6 seconds so it only plays twice.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
That's better. I like that. That's pretty good. Well, anyway, I think yeah, okay. So let's make that cake for the gift subscription. I still don't have a plan for the sub effect itself. Like this uses a star. I'm kind of wondering, like, so like we use the same animation that we made for the bits, but instead of what if it's just like me doing this? Like I have to figure out how to animate the save this animation out from VTube Studio, I think, but I think this could work. That'll be a separate thing, though. For now, let's go back into Affinity. And let's look up pictures of... I want to see a picture of wedding cake. Yeah, because we want this, like, you know, the staggered, like, dual layer effect cake. Um... Actually, 1080 is fine. Transparent background. And boom. Got our base. Let's go back out here, look for the simplified OMAMR file. I really need to like save these better. Anyway, so we've got the guy. So what we need now is just these elements right here. That's creepy. That we're going to copy over to here. But first, I want to preserve this as it is so that I can get colors from it. Does this? Yes, good. So what we need really is two rectangles. We got to do something to make these look a little more rounded, but that's okay. We can worry about that later. Actually, now is exactly the time to figure that out. And I think that's all we really need to do to give it a rounded effect. This is another thing that might actually be easier to do in Affinity Photo, because we've got the mesh warp tool, and that's going to give me a little more freedom, I think. So let's I do want to start in here. I don't know why I closed that. I want to start in here. Because what I want to do is kind of make just a general flat cake. At least just the one layer of it, you know. You know what? I can do this in here. All I gotta do is come in here with the pen tool. There we go. Now we got a general kind of cake shape. But this top part we actually want to be this color. And I kind of want to refine the handle on this one a bit. That's a bit better. So now what we want to do you get the idea, I think. We're gonna give this a kind of messy drizzle effect here. Don't want it to look too clean. We want it to look, you know, like Omamer slime. Because it is Omamer slime, guys. I'm the cake. And there we go. We got one layer of our cake. Now all we gotta do is Control G, Control C, Control V. That looks pretty good. We've got a cake. Now, for the fun part, let's put the face on it. That looks pretty good. I think so anyway. So, you know, I'm going to squoosh this down just a little bit. There we go. I think I look pretty good as a cake. Does it make more logical sense for the head to be up here? I know logic is like not the primary deciding factor on anything that I do, but you know. No, it looks better in the middle. Honestly, I don't know that we need the top layer. I kind of think it looks better without it. Except without it now, I kind of want these two layers to be taller. Yeah, I think this works. I like that. There's only one thing I want to change here. Let's come in here, and I'm going to select this point in particular. I want this one, and I want to no, that's not what I want. Where's the thing that lets me like edit the stroke for an individual point? Okay, so Affinity still doesn't have this. People have apparently been asking for it for years. Where is... Now, how do I pull that up? Oh, here we go. Nope. Okay. This is incredibly annoying. Like, this is so annoying to try and use that I am struggling to see the point of the tool, like, in its entirety. Wait, this is editing this side? This is such a bad tool. I hate it. Like, nothing about that was good to use. How is this acceptable? Now that I've got that. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to put the thing up higher. It's not... Yeah, I gotta do the same thing down here. I just realized... Why can I not just grab this point anymore? Okay, that's acceptable. All right. Did I select the wrong... Oh, this is for alert sound. Yes. So I should be able to just upload a picture. Here's Keiko Mamer. Most of our other things only play for like 6 seconds, so we'll have this one do that too. Give it a 2-second fade in and a 2-second fade out. And, you know, I just realized that y'all have been looking at me and not my screen for the past few minutes. Again. But anyway, there's Omamer Cake. It's not too bad. I think it needs something blue on the top, actually, you know? I think it needs something blue on top. I don't know. What could I do, though? Like... It's gotta be this one. No stroke for you, and your fill color is going to be this. Actually, you know what? Just that by itself, not terrible. What's it look like with a stroke? Just a 1-point stroke. I'm going to give it a thicker stroke to kind of match the rest of the body here, or the face. No, I think it looks better with the thin stroke. Yeah, I think it looks better with the thing. Yeah, there we go. Pretty good. Is there any way to give like a background? You'll allow for resub messages. Wait, no, that's on the other one. I don't need to upload it. It should already be. There we go. I'm gonna have to go through and clear out all the things that I made revisions to after seeing how it looked. But for this one, we should have the resub message. Let's see. Drop shadow doesn't help too much there. Is this too annoying?
I'm gonna make them alerts they can't refuse.
I think maybe that helps a bit. And hey, it's incentive to resub, so I think we'll go with it for now. Okay. So I know this is another short one, but I think that's gonna be it for now. Oh, hey, what's up? What's up, James? You've made it. I made myself into a cake. I'm Cake O'Mammer. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen. This is gonna beat out Pickle Rick one day. You'll see. So anyway, I'm not. Oh yeah, I don't know if you were here earlier. We also got a bit one done. Where's the bits? Where's bits? Follow, subscription, gifts. Cheers. We got bits. We got a bit cheer one. Of course, none of this matters right now because we're not affiliate. What's we were here? I've never heard of We Were Here. One moment. Let me go back to my room. Also, you know what? Screw it. I think it's kind of like It Takes Two. I think I'm going to go ahead and update to just chatting. Needs 2 players to solve puzzles. Pretty fun. That's good to hear. So, did you you saw what happened at Comic-Con the other day, right? 2 years before they even are like making or like have this next Avengers movie done, they've already announced Doctor Doom is going to be played by Robert Downey Jr. Which just seems like the worst decision anyone could ever make. And like I don't even have an issue with Robert Downey Jr. Like I don't have issues with Robert Downey Jr. as an actor, but like for Doctor Doom, no, like yeah, it would have to be some convoluted logic in which Tony Stark is somehow Doctor Doom to make any sense. But also, like it is the dumbest possible way to handle Doctor Doom in like I'll admit I'm not like the biggest like Marvel comic book guy. Like I've maybe read a couple, but I cannot help but see like think of this in like the most cynical light possible. Like there's no good reason to do this casting. It is just it is like nostalgia bait farming at its best for a series that is still ongoing. Like, do you really need to bring back nostalgia for a thing that you intentionally ended? I don't know. I cannot help but be cynical about this. Like, there's nowhere to go from here. Like like I don't know how else to say this, but like if this is the point the Marvel Cinematic Universe is at, there is genuinely nowhere for it to go. Because we're already at a point where anything that happens in any individual film is basically meaningless. Where any piece of buildup becomes essentially meaningless the second we get the next thing. As soon as we get the thing that is supposed to be the payoff to the buildup, it is already it's already over. Like my biggest example of this is the Marvels, because the Marvels was the result of 3 pieces of buildup. First off, it was a sequel to Captain Marvel, right? It was just straight up the sequel to Captain Marvel. Then we have all 3 people who have held the title of Captain Marvel in the comic books who are still alive in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. All 3 of them are supposed to be in one movie together. We've got Kamala Khan, Monica Rambeau, and Carol Danvers all together in one place doing a crossover episode. We got Monica Rambeau introduced as a Captain Marvel when she gained powers walking through Scarlet Witch's magic in WandaVision. We got an entire series about Kamala Khan's Miss Marvel. And this is supposed to be the payoff to 3 series of buildup, basically. And they end it by revealing it is just set up for the X-Men. It is just set up to bring the X-Men over to the MCU. That is how that movie ended. That is literally the only reason that Monica Rambeau got stuck in an alternate dimension. Literally, the movie's own logic dictated that there was no reason for her to be stuck in an alternate. And yeah, we don't even have a full casting for a Fantastic Four movie. They cannot get a casting and stick with it. Like, we keep hearing rumors about Marvel approaching different actors to play Mr. Fantastic, and they still don't have a casting for Mr. Fantastic. John Krasinski did it for one movie, and they killed him. So, like, they've replaced Kang the Conqueror because, unlike with the last time they fired a black actor, they didn't want to just replace him with another black actor and say, they all look alike, which is good. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it was supposed to be a Kang the Conqueror thing for Avengers 4, or 5. What is it? What is it at this point? Avengers 4 Part 1, technically. Uh, and, and they couldn't stick with it, so now Doctor Doom is going to be the multiverse villain, but they haven't successfully casted and produced a Fantastic Four movie, and they've got 2 years in which to do so in a logical time frame. If Doctor Doom is going to be the new villain. And not only that, like, Robert Downey Jr. is still the worst possible decision for that. Because if it turns out that it is, even if it's not Tony Stark, even if they are making the decision that that it is actually Victor Von Doom, as Robert Downey Jr., and but then the biggest, like, most impactful consequence of the entire MCU is still overridden. The biggest thing that came out of Avengers Endgame was that 3 characters were permanently dead. The Gamora that we knew from the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, like, they have a new Gamora, but she's not even necessarily coming back because she didn't rejoin the Guardians because she didn't know them. Like, they had a totally different dynamic. They added Nebula to the Guardians for Guardians 3 because Gamora wasn't one of them. She never was, because it was a different Gamora. Black Widow. Black Widow died. They're not bringing her back. They used her reanimated corpse to introduce new heroes who are going to... Like, they introduced a bunch of B-list heroes who are all getting their own movie together. And then we've got the death of Tony Stark. And if they undo that, then it's over. There is no meaning left in any of these movies. There is no impact that any amount of consequences can have, because there can be no expectation from the audience that those consequences will be permanent. That was an issue before Avengers Endgame came out, but it is going to be so much worse now that Robert Downey Jr. has been recast as a new character in the series. And it's going to be infinitely worse if he's not actually a new character and it's actually Tony Stark is somehow a Doctor Doom. Like, I don't know if I've talked to you about this before, but, like, there's this this thing about movies, especially, like, in the era of MCU, where a lot of movies are they're fun. They get these massive budgets, and they are designed to fill theater seats. Like, most people go see, like, 1 or 2 movies a year, and they want this to be that one of those movies. Like, if you only see 1 movie in theaters a year, they want this one to be it. So they have to hook you. And of course, nothing is going to hook me this year, because I'm spending my 1 movie on Sonic 3. I passed up Deadpool 3, although that's for other reasons too. Because I'm saving my time to go see Sonic 3 later this year. But the basic idea of what I'm talking about here is, because these studios want you to spend your time in theaters watching their movie, they want to make sure that movie is a spectacle, but they focus on making a spectacle over making a good movie. And so you can get things like WandaVision, which are like a brilliant slow burn dramatic reveal of how like Scarlet Witch's powers have done this bizarre thing, right? You can get a cool thing like that and then just end it on the worst note possible. You can do a great 6-part origin story for Miss Marvel, but when you're going to theaters, good takes a back seat to being flashy. And so the basic idea here is what people are the basic idea is you want your movie to be flashy. You want it to be an overwhelming piece of eye candy that people will immediately go and tell their friends to go see in theaters because it's a great theatrical experience, right? And then you get home and watch it and you realize, "Oh, there's literally nothing here." Uh and so like a lot of people will have pointed out like, oh, everyone's saying the MCU sucks now, but if that's the case, why is it that every individual movie is getting great reviews? And I'll tell you why. It's because, well, okay, Guardians 3 was actually a good movie because James Gunn is a good director with principles. But but which is a weird thing to say about James Gunn knowing his past, but like the dude's a good director. He knows how to make a good superhero movie. We've seen him do it a million times. He did a good Guardians. He did a good Suicide Squad. He did, what was the other James Gunn superhero film? Oh yeah, the thing with John Cena. I can't remember the series name, but he directed that too. Like we know the dude's good at superhero movies because of all that. But Peacemaker, that's what it was called. Um, but yeah, the so all of these movies, their only goal is to get people in theater seats. Um, and like I feel like it's a very bad sign if Marvel is because like I think if they had revealed in the trailer for Avengers 4 that Robert Downey Jr. was back in it in some capacity, that would have been a great trailer reveal. But no, they are so desperate to make sure that you show up to Avengers 4 in theaters that they are already telling you that Robert Downey Jr. is back as Doctor Doom. Like there's just I will not be able to have any faith that that movie will have any amount of substance. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm gonna look up We Were Here because I've literally never heard of this. Oh, this is actually a first-person game. That's interesting. Lost in a frozen wasteland and split up from your partner inside an abandoned castle, the only possession you have left is a walkie-talkie with a familiar voice on the other end. Can the two of you find your way out in time? Oh, so you're not even like in the same room. You just like you're just like you've got to communicate over walkie-talkie and coordinate solving puzzles that way. That's it. That's really interesting. Okay. Um, I would love to do like a co-op game series with someone. I've obviously already played It Takes Two with Ethan, but like there's what is it? A Way Out. There's a um I feel like there's one more game in this kind of style. Portal 2 co-op, although I've done that a million times already, so not quite the same. Oh, there's a whole bunch of these. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Well, these are older than It Takes Two. But anyway, yeah. I kind of want to like, I don't know. I've got OneNote on this computer, right? Yeah, cool. Please stay online while we load your app. Okay. What I kind of want to do is just kind of I think it would be fun for just a minute, you know, to talk about like the kinds of things that I think would make that I want to do, the kinds of shows that I want to do on this stream now that I'm back to doing streams. So like I've talked probably to some people about a few of these, but like first off, first and foremost, the we've got the improv game show using games that allow for improv. I need to like here, let's make this readable. Size 24 ought to do it. And then let's bullet list this. That should be readable. That's readable, right? Yeah, that's totally readable. Don't worry about the noise. I know the keyboard noise is very loud right now. I'm hoping by the end of this week, I've been installing software on this computer. I'm hoping by the end of this week I can have everything kind of together so that I can transfer I can basically trade places with these computers places. If not by the end of this week, then like in a month or two. Like eventually the idea will be that this will be my primary workstation and I put it over where the other computer is. It's going to take me, I think, a while because I've got a lot of files. Once I get the software taken care of, I've got a lot of files that I got to transfer. But when that's all taken care of, then I've got my analog microphone over there and it's got a way better stand that keeps it way further away from the keyboard. And also my other keyboard, it's still loud. It's a lot louder than I wanted, but it's not as loud as this one. So the clicks will be better eventually on these kinds of streams. I'm gonna move the microphone back a little bit. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that should help too. Oh yeah, another fun thing that happened. My my parents were apparently leaving Sam's Club the other day when a woman approached them and was like, "Hey, do you like Batman?" And my dad was like, "No, but my son might. Why?" And she's like, "Well, I had a neighbor move out at my apartment recently, and he threw a bunch of stuff in the dumpster, and and one of the things that he threw out was this Batman model, like this model Batmobile that's on like a mounted like display thing in near perfect condition that he just threw in the dumpster." And I thought, that's not right. So would you like it? And so my dad took it and gave it to me. So, so one moment, let me get a picture of this thing. I'll post it in the Discord. Sorry, it's right over here. That's not my camera app. All right, I'm uploading it to the Discord right now, and then we can look at it. So yeah, if you excuse me, throat's dry. So yeah, if you head over to the Discord now, you should be able to see it. I don't have a Batman figurine. It's just the Batmobile. Oh, by the way, the hood closes. The hood closes on it. I think the back lights up, but I can't figure out where the switch is. Also, it doesn't seem to have a power source. So even if I find the switch, it might not work. Also, here, let me just let me pull this up for you. Look at someone just threw this away, apparently. I don't know what model Batmobile this is. If it's like from a movie or like a game or comic book model. Um, I no clue. But yeah, it's mine now, apparently. But anyway, so yeah, I kind of want to like, so the improv game show using games that allow for improv. I've talked about that on here a couple times, um, but I also like there's some co-op games that are, I think, interesting potential stream activities. Like I would like to get a crew to play through the entire Borderlands series together, starting with one and ending with Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. We'll play through the whole thing, including Borderlands 3 Director's Cut. We can get you on board with that. Why not? I'll bet Avalon would be willing to do that. Avalon has so many hours in Borderlands 2, like it's ridiculous. um, but I also had an idea for a thing where like um I I want to call it like I don't know, hosting like mini stream game jams where like the idea is that I get a group of people who have never made a game before and work with them to come up with some very basic game that we can make in like I don't know, 48 hours or less. So like obviously I know how to program video games because I've done that before. But yeah. And then the other thing that I want to do, I need to find someone who knows about modding games and can help me just like install an entire anonymous mod package on my computer with but like the idea would be that I don't know what mods are installed and I just have to do a let's play video with this guy with the modder who installed all the mods backseating me and watching me play the game. And I have if it's a game that I've played before, obviously I'm gonna have to like I'm gonna be able to figure out probably what the mods are if I played the game before. But if I've never played the game before, that'll be an entirely other experience. Then, of course, we got the classic Sonic Adventure, but chat tries to stop me, where I activate crowd control and, like, either I do the randomizer, which comes with its own thing, or I activate crowd control and install the crowd control stuff in my Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 games. and, let people use crowd control to try and stop me from successfully. Okay, we did Sonic Adventure 2 randomizer with the with chat commands on, but this would be me actually trying to do the actual story when people have the ability to make me like wide or speed me up, slow me down, etc. But yeah, also we should just do the randomizer sometime, because the randomizer is always good fun. Like, I still feel like that's a thing that I could return to, like, once a stream after beating a game that I've been playing for a while. You know? What would be another good, I want to think of some good, just chatting segments as well. Oh yeah, another one. Here's a potential one. Updating literal Catpod character sheets. Or even better, not even necessarily just like updating literal Catpod character sheets, because like, here's the thing. Our show has been going on long enough at this point that some of the games that we've covered have received updates. Like we did Fellowship 2nd Edition. Fellowship 3rd Edition is in development. Queers technically isn't out yet. We've already done it based on the starter rules. We did the Marvel Multiverse tabletop RPG before it had an official release. Like, we did it based off the beta test. So there's all kinds of games that we intentionally did an older version of Paranoia, because like the Paranoia XP edition was what our guest for that episode knew, but there's a new version of Paranoia. It's called like Paranoia Red Edition or something like that. And so like the concepts for Paranoia Red Edition and how it handles things is fundamentally different from how Paranoia XP Edition does in a lot of ways. So there's some crossover, there's some transferable skills, there might be some lore that's the same, but I'd have to come up with explanations for some of the new stuff and the changes that is still in theme with our original intentions and in character with the character that we made. So I think that would be that might be better Patreon content, but it might be good stream stuff too. I don't know. But you know, one other thing that I thought would be fun to do is like take random character concepts and find an RPG that I can put them in. Cause like I figured out recently that I could make an Inkling from Splatoon in Monster of the Week. it would actually be pretty simple. Like, all you have to do, take the Monstrous playbook, give it the pure drive to be fresh, give it, it has a life drain ability, and it also has like a, as a living weapon ability, so you can make your body ink into a weapon. You can use your the ability to swim away in your ink to heal yourself using the abilities from the monstrous playbook. It basically all lines up perfectly. The only thing that you'd have to arguably change is alter the included weapons with the monstrous so that they're like your splatter shot, your Splooshomatic, your you know, the Splatoon weapons. So you just have to re-flavor them so that you could argue that they're using your body ink. The roller, yes. Everyone loves a good roller. Best backliner. Also, good frontliner once the backline's covered. Anyway, I don't think they're going to be doing many more Splatfests. I think the last one, or maybe not the last one, but like they are gearing up for a finale and cooldown to Splatoon 3. If the last one wasn't it, then I don't know how they top it. Whoops. So I don't know how you make the roller on your character sheet. I think you'd have to like work with your GM to make custom weapons for some of them, but like that's a later gameplay thing. You can just start out with a basic splatter shot. You've got the body ink will naturally do like 2 harm, so so you don't even technically need to use the guns. You just use the guns to get different effects from the ink. But yeah, anyway, I think it would be fun to, like, you know, just take different RPGs, you know, the way we do with Literal Cat Pod. But, you know, on stream, I go through and I try and make different character concepts based on, like, I don't know, more pop culture stuff. We don't touch D&D. Uh, we've got too many other games out there that we can have fun with, but I feel like an easy cop out for me would be City of Mist because I love making City of Mist characters. I just do that for fun sometimes. Oh yeah, the speaking of tabletop RPGs, the whoops. You made one based off Fortnite? That's awesome. You'll have to share that with me later. Or like do it in the or share it in the Discord. Maybe there might be other people who want to see that one too. Have fun with that. Um anyway, it's almost 9 o'clock and I have finished the tasks that I set forth for myself. So like okay, so Alice is missing, for those of you who don't know, which might be all of you. I don't know what your tabletop knowledge is at this point. Alice is Missing is a tabletop game that is played entirely through text. You, as your players, are not supposed to talk out loud. So if you're playing this at a table, you have like it would be a completely silent experience. If you're playing remotely, it would still normally be a silent experience, except no one can enforce the no talking part. So what I think would be fun to do for a stream Duct tape mouth shut. Yeah, something like that. But like the idea behind the game is that you are looking for a missing girl named Alice. Hence the name Alice is Missing. Uh, but you're never together in the same place. So there is a group the idea is that there is a group text that everyone is involved with, but you also can text each other individually if you want to or need to for some reason. I've not played the game yet. I don't own like a rule book or whatever. She killed a smoking caterpillar. No, I think that's a different Alice. Um, but but yeah, the idea is that you and your crew try and find Alice, and I think it would be fun to do that with other streamers, like especially other VTubers. I think they would have some good reactions potentially. But like obviously, we just if we're doing this on stream, we don't actually have to not talk. We just can't talk to each other on call. We could still have the group chat. We could still have the private messages. And we could talk to our chats without talking to each other vocally. You know what I mean? So like it would be maybe not fully in the spirit of how the game is intended to be played, but also I think the best compromise that you could get for a remote stream of the game and a way to keep the audience like keep it engaging for the audience. So yeah, that's a fun one I would like to do. Anyway, yeah, I think it. Like I said, it's almost 9 o'clock. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it here because I finished my tasks for the day. We've had I don't know a good hour ish of just talking, of just talking about stuff. I think I don't know. Am I missing anything? I think just maybe it like Borderlands crew is good, but also just a good co-op crew. Oh yeah, also, speaking of that, this one is going to be a long shot, especially since fingers crossed the Switch gets retired next year. And I say fingers crossed because like it's overdue. I was just talking to my to people about this earlier today. Most Nintendo consoles last 5 years. The only one that has lasted as long as the Switch is going to is the NES. And if the Switch is not replaced with a new console by the end of next year, it will have a longer lifetime than the NES did. But that set aside, the Switch eShop will stay open for who knows how long after the console has been replaced by a new one. So what I think would be fun to do is after the Switch is you know uh, like not going to be receiving as many new games, I think it would be fun to take every single local multiplayer Switch game, every single Switch game that can be played via local multiplayer, and play through every single one of them with a crew. Now I've kind of thought about this. I thought about doing this one back in 2021. I just didn't have the people for it, and technically, I still don't. Uh, it's like I would have to live near someone who could do this, and right now that's not a thing. Avalon lives like an hour at least away. The only other guy I know who might be willing to do it lives 2 hours away. Um, Obviously, James lives in an entire other state now, and if I ever move out of out of my current home state, I'm moving in the opposite direction. Uh, because I think like Chicago, Illinois is probably the way to go for me, career wise. Seems like a smart. It seems like that's most likely going to be where I can find career opportunities. I just need to be able to afford to move there, you know? Um, anyway, but the idea would be, yeah, we just play through every single existing local multiplayer Switch game. Yeah, I know moving is so expensive, and moving out of state is gonna be even worse. Like, um, but of course you knew all about that. You're making it. You made an even further move than I'm thinking of making. Like, I'm at least moving to an adjacent state, hopefully one day. Um, but yeah, um, the idea would be that I have a. Yeah, it wasn't your idea to move that far. I know, man. You were against it. Hey, here's the good news. I'm glad you accept it now. But hey, here's the good news. You're out of Indiana, and that like yeah, you needed to get out of this town. Like it was not good to you. We were not it was not a good town for you. I don't blame you. I probably won't either. um but yeah, the idea here would be that we take every single game, and there's some caveats that I have in mind for this, because this is not the first time I've had this idea. But the idea would be that we skip any game that is like just, a shovelware duplicate of another game. So like we don't literally have to play every single version of chess on the Switch. We just have to play one game of chess on the Switch. Now, if they have 5D chess with multiverse time travel, that's another thing. But if there's something like that where it's at least like a different game, we can skip any game that requires a Nintendo Switch online subscription or an internet connection in general in order to play. So that's going to cut out like the need to play through every single game on the NES emulator or the SNES emulator. Um, we won't have to do any of those kinds of things. So like nothing that requires an internet connection, and nothing that is just like infinitely duplicated shovelware. Also, probably going to skip any like Harry Potter game, but like I don't know. Yeah, probably. We've got plenty of other Lego games. It'll be fine. Let's see. I don't think that. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably come back to this because I think it's a good idea to just keep a list somewhere. Keep a set of ideas in mind of things that we can do as a stream. This one right here is the thing that I am most focused on getting started, though. Like, I think as soon as I'm done with Dragon Age Origins, I'm going to start reaching out to people. Uh, First off, I need to reach out and get a crew to play Dragon Age, the tabletop game, because like if I'm going to play through every single Dragon Age game, I can't skip the tabletop game when half my personality is making literal cats in tabletop RPGs. But like this is the thing that I really want to get going. I want to find like a crew to play this. I don't know if it's going to be on Tuesdays or Saturdays or Sundays. It might have to be. I imagine it's going to be like a once a month thing at best. But like anytime I can get a crew of at least 3 other people together, I want to do this. Like, I think it would start pretty simple. We start with like any Jackbox game that would allow for some improvisation. What's that one? Patently Stupid. If we just mute the game and let you give your own pitch rather than um, have the game give your pitch for you, which it sounds bad anyway. And then there's one that's like a poetry, or not a poetry. Like you do a stand up comic routine on a sinking boat or something. You know the one I'm talking about. There's all kinds of interesting stuff in the Jackbox party packs that would allow for some. Okay, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yep, Joke Boat. That's what it's called. But, like, there's all kinds of stuff in there that would allow for like some level of like uh, improvised lines. We've got Madverse City as one. Again, just mute the mute the game, and you have all the Jackbox games. I have most of the Jackbox games. I don't have I think the two newest ones. Like, you know what I mean. Like, if we mute the game, then you can freestyle your own lines. Um, excuse me. Then of course I've got the RiffTrax game. So that's another option. RiffTrax is basically Mystery Science Theater 3000. Oh, that's empty. Okay. Anyway. But yeah, this is the thing that I think is gonna be my main focus. I gotta organize this because I think somehow I've got to start making like consistent YouTube content, and I think this kind of thing would be a great focus for a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? If it's structured well, it wouldn't even require that much editing. It would just require me to do um like if it's structured well, it wouldn't be hard to edit even. It would be just like doing it would be just like doing the podcast. And yes, the podcast does take like 2 hours to edit per hour of episode, which is not great. But like I don't know how much more I could cut it down. I mean, there's one thing I could do to cut it down, but I hate doing it because it I miss so much when I do it. But yeah, I think this one would be fun. Any crew that I could get together to do that would probably be willing to play Alice is Missing or Dragon Age, like an actual play stream series of that. So yeah, I think. Anyway, I've been looking around at the different people who do streams, and I think at some point I'm gonna reach out to some people. Like I've also got people that I've already been in contact with who have worked with me in the past, who I think would be willing to do it again. Probably. I'll ask them. I mean, nothing couldn't hurt anything to ask them, right? But yeah, it's I'm gonna go ahead and call the stream here, I think. Thank you all for watching. Actually, let's see. Is there anyone we could raid? Who's going right now? Anyone I'm following? Doing anything? Someone playing World of Warcraft. No, Teddy Sunday's still going. No, I think everyone who I'm following is there's no one like that would there's no one who would be like wonder if there's anyone of the one moment. I'm doing a search. Set tags, load a high. And let's see. Oh, someone's about to do their first run of Ocarina of Time. Let's go check them out. Of course, y'all know the deal. Raid phrase, there we go. All right, let's go. All right, I'm about to start the raid.